Hello everyone, and welcome back to Starfield. We have new quests, so let's go to the lobby. And yeah, we need to convince the other two parties to accept us going into the archives. Yeah. Should be possible. So we are going into this Freestar Collective Embassy.
I'm sorry, but I need sign-off from the Interstellar Affairs office before I can set foot in there.
You gotta be kidding me. It's plumbing, not a peace treaty.
Maybe we should stop for a moment at the memorial. You know, to pay our respects.
What memorial?
The chance for more red tape for the great use.
Oh, there? We could do that. Maybe she will like that.
By the way, Captain, Sergeant Yu here was looking for you.
Okay, we can go to him later. Yeah, we can go to Sergeant Yumi. Alright, let's go. Hello.
Hard to believe it's been 2 decades since we were at war with the Collective, when it seems like only yesterday.
I'm going to be upfront with you. I'm not happy visiting anything related to the Freestar Collective, but you lead and I'll follow.
All that security still can't protect their own spaceport. The UC never fails to disappoint. I just wish I hadn't received the news from an SSNN broadcast. We have a strategic advantage to maintain, Mr. Long.
Of course, ma'am. I'll make sure it doesn't happen again.
Excuse me. Are you supposed to be in here?
Official business? Talk to the ambassador.
I'm sorry. Do you have an appointment?
Captain Happy, UC Vanguard. You and I need to talk, Ambassador.
Ah, you're the one McIntyre called about. The eyewitness. She said you were at the spaceport. You have my thanks for what you did down there, truly. Saved many lives. Now, she also mentioned that, and maybe it was just a bad connection, that now the UC wants terramorph data from the Armistice archives, some of the most highly guarded information in the galaxy, in order to protect us all. I can only presume you're here to tell me I misheard her and that they didn't send you, local hero, to futilely beg on their behalf. Tell me I've got that right.
Nope, they sent me to beg. Please, 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 please. You heard correctly. We need access to the archives.
I was afraid of that. Let me be frank, Captain. The answer is no. That information is there because it is dangerous. I will not be the one responsible for its release. Now, why don't you quit wasting my time and yours, and go?
Okay, well, let's first start our persuasion. If that doesn't work, we can steal that file that they were talking about. I'm not gonna reroll this. I just wanna do this.
Really gonna push this? All right, I will give you one chance. One to convince me. Understood.
That's all that matters. Thank you, Ambassador. Just hear me out.
I'm listening.
Okay, ooh, that's like almost impossible. How many lives are you willing to risk here because you have a grudge against the UC?
You think this is about a grudge? This is about safety, and that's not something I take lightly.
Okay, we need to do +5 or we fail. It's only in moments of crisis that real heroes emerge. Now it could be your moment.
You're not gonna flatter me into acting against the Freestar Collective's best interest.
Something good can come out of this bad situation. Do you see the Freestar Collective cooperating?
Oh yes, This banned research is precisely what the factions need to kickstart their relationship. Let's breed a bioweapon together. Captain, I'm sorry, but my answer is not changing. The UC is just gonna have to find another way. Now, I presume you can see yourself out.
You can talk to the staffer or get the code. I assume it's in there. Let's talk to this guy first.
That woman is an absolute... Oh, sorry. Oh, what? You're the Vanguard captain, right? You know, I was about to board the Nat to the spaceport when the alarm triggered. Sounds like I got real lucky. And like I've got you to thank for things not being a lot uglier.
You did get lucky. It was a war zone down there.
Well, then you have my earnest thanks. But look, they said you were coming here on official business. The ambassador likes to handle all that personally, even if she does have trained diplomats here to help her. And I don't want to get shipped back to Aquila City, so you should probably go speak to her.
We're aware of your skills, Mr. Long. That's why the UC sent me to speak with you.
You were sent for me? Huh, maybe... Let's go somewhere to talk.
There we go. Maybe we can lie our way through this. What's he gonna do? Come on, come here, Sarah, so you can go through. Sarah! Fucking idiot. Alright, let's go. Alright.
So you want me to work with you? But why now? Why me?
We need help preventing more terramorph attacks, and we are not expecting the ambassador support.
No, I think that's a pretty safe assumption. And no other city should have to go through what happened here. So then, what would you need from me?
I need to get access to their quarters without being seen.
Her quarters. Huh. Oh, that's doable. And you and the UC will be providing me with what for my services?
You know what? I need to clear something with my superiors. I'll be right back.
Oh, all right. I'll be here.
Yeah, let's figure out something for him. We can do that, right? Ask them for some permission of something, and he will accept. Wait, that's not where I need to go. We need to go to the mast, right there, yes. All the way up.
Ah, Captain. Congratulations on joining the ranks of the Vanguard.
Okay, Sarah. Ran into the wall, that's fine. Where are they? Alright, we need to talk to you.
Welcome back. Everything going well with the ambassadors?
Never mind then. Okay.
Yes?
I thought you can just persuade them, tell them, but it doesn't seem to be working. So we have to try to just steal it ourselves, or just give him 1,000 credits. That could maybe work.
Here on Vanguard business?
I mean, 1,000 credits is nothing. Or I could just lie to him. This seems pretty gullible.
I can get you into rat.
The diplomatic office will bring you on as an operative. Put your real talents to use.
Really? Okay, you've got yourself a deal. Okay, so there's a utility corridor that leads to the ambassador's quarters, which you can access through the main conference room. Here, the key. Whatever you do, don't let the guards see you entering or exiting the utility section, or you're gonna be in serious hot water. I'll keep an ear out for more instructions from the UC.
Sure. It's not even good. Oh, there you are, Sarah.
You're allowed 3 places. Conference room, lobby, or the ambassador's office. You set foot anywhere else, there's going to be problems.
Oh, they said I can go into the conference room. Okay. Okay, let's steal this. I cannot do master locks yet, okay. That's unfortunate.
Agent detected. Patching in playback.
Son of a bitch! Cameron! Are you alright, Ambassador? It seems the Council of Governors has rejected my appeal to join. Again, which means you and I are stuck in this colonial rat cage until we die. But I think we might need to, we should, expedite the process.
What are you getting at, ma'am?
I mean, my requests keep being rejected because they don't want to add a C, right? But what if? What if one opened up? Elias's heart in what it used to be. It's not like anyone would miss him.
Eva, I think it's time to get some sleep.
Just think about it. Maybe we can reach out to some experts at that sort of thing, huh?
Good night, Eva.
This area's off limits.
I know.
Hey, you're in a restricted zone. What are you doing in here?
Did I not make myself abundantly clear, Captain? You're not getting access to the archives.
I never planned to replace someone on the Council of Governors.
Excuse me? I have no idea what you're talking about.
Don't play dumb, Ambassador. It's embarrassing.
No, no. If the council found out, I'd lose my position. I'd be exiled. I'd be... Look, I believe we may have gotten off on the wrong foot. The issue at hand is one of trust, no? So perhaps if I can trust you to keep this little secret between us, then maybe we can find a way to trust the UC with access to the archives.
You call that a negotiation without even offering me a gift?
But where are my manners? Here, my pistol. Laredo. Custom made. Now, with my error rectified, I presume we have a deal?
That sounds great. You've got yourself a deal.
Good. Good. I appreciate you working with me. Just like I'm sure our great powers will. In fact, I think there's an opportunity here. Keep both our factions happy and ensure an air of legitimacy to the whole proceeding. I can only let you get the information on the Terramorphs. Anything else and people will get suspicious. And all research will need to be monitored. Freestar scientific observers making sure everything's being used for the right purposes. But those 2 items should be enough to allay any suspicions.
That plus my negotiation fee seems like it should all work out just great.
What on earth are you... Ah, yes. How could I forget? Here, the fee. Now let's go get your code piece so you can be on your way.
Wonderful, 7K. That's very nice of you. Where are you going? Ambassador. What are you doing? What are you doing? Okay. Let's quick save. And let me quick load. Hopefully that helps. Wonderful.
They tell me it should only take a moment. And there. Here you go. I hope that'll be enough to maintain your discretion.
Definitely. Pleasure doing business with you. Now we are getting closer and closer for paying off our debt.
Sounds like it was a real mess down at the spaceport.
Alright, we can just ignore that dude, and yeah. We got ourselves a deal. Okay, why do I have 2 targets if I should only do one thing? Let's have a look. Friends like these. That's what we do. So why is there 2 different targets? Oh, there's not. It was glitched.
Exactly. It's like when someone insults you.
It's a shame House Varun abandoned their embassy. I bet we could have learned a lot from one another.
Is there a different entrance to this place? Perhaps. Could it be here? Seems locked in. Perhaps a back entrance. Perhaps not. Now I'm very confused how to get there.
Can we run through it one more time?
You can over-rehearse. It'll sound...
I don't mean to open my weapon. Actually, I wanted to check that pistol we got from her. Ambassador. Ooh, that seems like a really good weapon. Okay, let's put it as a favorite. Cool. Yeah, could be good. I still don't know how to holster weapons. Is there a button for it? Let's have a look. Controls. No, bindings. Holster. Sheath weapon R. Oh, when you hold R, okay. Cool. Nope, not here. Maybe we have a different quest for the same thing. Sometimes that's the thing, how it works. Doesn't look like that's the case though. Perhaps there's an entrance underground? Could that be the case? That doesn't seem correct. Just a second. Nope, can't go like this. Alright. Oh, this way. Okay, my bad. I didn't notice. I need entrance override, which we did get from the quest. Embassy. What the hell is going on here?
This isn't what I expected at all. It appears the flora they were using as decor has overgrown the entire embassy.
Yeah. A lobby security computer. I think that's a good thing to unlock. This could help. Okay, all four are possible. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 3 and 3, definitely. Now which ones? So this one is only this possibility, right? Yes. So can we get something for the other 3? Like that. Turrets, control interface, status inactive, update friend info settings. Recalibrate. Remove combat inhibitors. Cancel. Recalibrate friend info settings. Protect current user. Okay. And activate turrets. Okay. Cool. Intercom doesn't seem to work, but that's alright. What is this? Should I be worried?
I've never seen a tree like this before in my entire life. It'd actually be more fascinating if its branches weren't blocking our way. And that, my friend, is how we do things on Johnson.
This weapon is fucking broken. Not gonna lie. But I don't have enough ammo for it, so we need to get more ammo for this weapon. Living quarters, local systems computer. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 3 and 2, or yeah, 3 and 2 is the only possibility. So 3. That's one possibility. That's the only possibility. Okay. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 4 and 4 would be a possibility. We can do this one, perhaps that one. Okay, update friend and foe settings, recalibrate, protect current user, activate units. Nice. Now the robots should be friendly. Hello. What the fuck? Can we talk, Sarah?
Thanks for taking time to chat. I really need a friendly ear right about now. I received a message from Constellation, and it's given me a lot to think about.
If it's an emergency of some kind, we can head there right now. Way.
No, it's nothing like that. It's just a list of requests. Things I would normally handle if I was there. But I'm not. I'm out here instead with you.
Are you upset that I'm keeping you away from the lodge?
You're not keeping me out here. I am. Just... Here, let me explain. Before I joined Constellation, I served for 8 years as the head of the Navigator Corps, until the UC decided to axe the department.
Must have been painful considering that was your department.
Yeah, I suppose painful is an appropriate way to put it. You see, the top brass demanded press-worthy discoveries to justify the spending, and money was tight after the war. Shutdown was inevitable. At the end of the day, I was in charge, so the blame obviously fell on my shoulders.
You are clearly fighting some impossible odds.
Yeah? You once told me that you favored the journey over the destination. So I'm hoping you'll understand what I'm trying to say.
Why so angry?
I failed because I was more concerned about exploring the stars than pushing a pencil. Because of my lack of foresight, all I ended up with was a shattered division and a bunch of excuses.
Nonsense. No one would have pushed harder than you.
That's just it, though. Did I push too hard? Did they shut us down because I wasn't quietly sitting at my desk approving meaningless memos? We'll never know.
At least Constellation has been a great success.
Well, that brings us to this message now, doesn't it? Call it whatever you want. My drive, my initiative, my optimism. It's been my greatest strength and my worst nightmare. It elevates me to these positions of authority, but all I want to do is explore, not sit and make sure the accounts are balanced.
You're afraid their absence will cause Constellation to collapse.
Yes, exactly. If it's obvious to you, imagine how obvious it is to someone like Barrett or Matteo. Oh, they must be itching to replace me by now. God damn it.
Don't worry, Sarah. We'll figure this out together.
Oh my god. I'm so sorry. Oh, here you are trying to help me and I'm yelling at you. You have to understand. Once Aja retired, I lost the only person that gave a damn.
I'll always be here for you, Sarah.
Look, it's clear that you have feelings for me. It's just... I've never had time for this sort of thing in my life. Please, it's not you. It's me. I'm just not ready to get that close. I can't. Not now. But thank you for being there and listening. It helped. It really did.
Alright, can we go now? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 4 and 3 is a good combination. How many 4 places can there be? I guess this one. And then that one. No, yes. 1, 2, 3 and 2. So this one we need to fit. There's only one place to fit it.
Never could get the hang of hacking. I prefer a more direct approach myself. Damn it!
I know you don't.
Can't see it, fucking hell.
If you're searching them, make it quick.
Stop telling me what to do.
So, what seems punishment becomes providence. A reminder we can never truly know the Great Serpent's designs for us. You have my thanks, and my apologies for the ordeal you just endured. Come, let us discuss. Not the ideal introduction, I suppose, giving you a grand tour of the embassy via barely functioning intercoms. I do greatly appreciate your persistence. I suspect the Venom tree upstairs has worked itself into more systems than I'd realized. But then again, who could cage such a beauty? Eh? Tell me though, what is it like outside? I heard the broadcast mentioning an attack. Then the embassy was struck with a power surge and then... silence. Has the rest of the city suffered quite so badly?
The spaceport is in rough shape, but not much else was damaged.
Is that right, huh? I shall need to have these repairs seen to sooner rather than later. Now, it cannot solely be the Serpent's grace that brought you here at such an opportune moment. You were sent by the UC. That much is obvious. Who else could just waltz through my door, hmm? And the broadcast spoke of terror morphs at the spaceport. A worrying occurrence, certainly, but coming here of all places, when all I could provide is some enthused cheerleading and... an archive code. So the UC requires information then. On terror morphs, presumably, hmm? Do I see this all clearly?
Serpent's Embrace. I served the UC and the Great Serpent coming here. This knowledge will be used to defend us all.
I was not expecting a fellow believer on my doorstep. Yeah, the preservation of life stands as the very purpose of the archives. Using its data to prevent more attacks, there is logic there. But if I am to grant you access, I have a requirement. For years, House Va'ruun has been known only as an agent of slaughter. We founded this embassy with hopes of shedding that legacy. With little success. In exchange for my code, I require this. You must be the one who ensures it is used for good. Ensure House Va'ruun's legacy is more than just carnage. The knowledge you ask for isn't evil. No knowledge is. It is we who bend it to evil ends. Oh, you must assure me this will be used to save lives, not endanger them.
In the name of the Great Serpent, House Va'ruun's code will be used to protect our good name.
Create the legacy that our people deserve. Please, follow me.
Sure. I can steal that?
Let's hope it still works.
You don't mind?
And there.
Thanks. Oh.
Let it be used for good.
Don't want to steal that, but this was free. Okay. Can I leave through that door now? Va'ruun storeroom keycard. Can I get it from you?
I will not have House Va'ruun be known only for slaughter.
So why would the rest of the embassy staff leave? Where did they go?
The affairs of House Varun are our own. They left. That is all there is to be said on the subject.
Okay. Where'd I get the key card? I don't want to go through the entire maze again. Oh, that's it. There we go. Oh, this is not even the way out. This is just a storeroom. Well, I guess we can open the safe. Sure. Thanks. I'm not master yet at lockpicking. Can I fix that? Need 4 more locks. Hello. How are we with money? 109k. We're getting close. Maybe after we get paid from this mission, we can finally pay our debt. Also, I want to equip the new things we got. 89 defense. Weapons weigh 50% less. That's good. Okay, anything else we have? We have the chameleon pack. Gives better protection. That's the ambassador weapon. That's the sniper. The sniper's good. The rest I can probably sell. A helmet. I think I'll still keep this one for the oxygen because then we can sprint. Ammo. Oh, it says it's stolen. So it remembers that it's stolen. Okay, maybe I should drop it down then. Since I stole it. I don't like stolen stuff. Oh, do we go there like this?
I'm told by top officials that Cabinet already...
Cabinet. I guess it's just the faster way to get to the same place.
Excuse me. Captain, I just received a couple messages from an operative in the embassy office. Did you actually succeed? With Radcliffe and Balmore. Was he alive? Did they both actually agree?
It was harder than expected, but yes, all parties are on board.
Dealing with the interests and egos of people who don't necessarily like you is rarely easy. But I suppose that didn't stop you, did it? And now, I've already arranged everything with the archival monitors. When you get down there, the UC monitor will give you instructions on how to deploy the codes. Follow them to the letter. Here, the UC code piece and an archival access card. The entrance is just on the other side of the plaza across from Mast. Absolute best behavior down there, all right?
Sure.
Yes? You needed something?
Nope.
Captain, we've been expecting you. Please approach the monitoring station and we will go over the rules. Welcome, Captain, to the archives. To proceed, you will need to deposit your codes into the 3 corresponding receptacles. Once they are verified, I will open the door. Your data resides in Unit 18. You will not be able to access any of the other units. Once you've collected your data, return to the entrance. You may insert the first of the archival codes when you're ready to begin. All codes verified. Unlock engaged. You may proceed, Captain.
Okay, that was easy.
Hey.
There you are. Captain. Surprised to find out we're having visitors as we work.
Major Sinan and I were just discussing the merits of your planned interfactional cooperation. I think it's a great idea. Get them invested in the solution. Make it clear we've got nothing to hide.
I'm sure they'll be lovely house guests.
Now, Captain, if you wouldn't mind transferring the documents to the Major, she and I have been discussing next steps.
There we go.
Time for us to start getting some real answers. And figure out if we've been asking the right questions. So whenever you're ready.
I made someone a promise, Adrian. Can you assure this data will be used for good?
Yes. It will be. Percival and I have done our damage. This is us starting to put some things right.
Plus, you don't need her word. We'll be setting up oversight alongside the collective.
Here. Glad to be rid of this damn thing.
Acknowledged and accepted, I guess. Thanks, Captain. So with the data out of the way, we've been discussing where exactly this work's getting done. The Red Devil's headquarters on Mars, back where you found Percival, seemed the natural spot. Already has the equipment, the safety measures. Should even be able to house its own cadre of independent observers. Though it sounded like the deputy had a few more things she needed to discuss with you first.
Indeed. The most important of which is getting you your citizenship.
Then I guess we'll see you on Mars.
Captain, if you'll follow me.
No, sure. I'm a citizen now. I'll have my house here sooner than my own planet house. I mean, depending on the price, of course. I think I would prefer one in the city, honestly. But I'll pay both of them. Multiple houses is always good.
Say those Varun zealots worship a snake. But let me tell you, it ain't a snake. It's some kind of celestial being. They call it the Great Serpent in real hellfire, but they think it is. That makes them dangerous.
All right, Captain. Are you ready to become a citizen of the United Colonies?
This doesn't mean I can be a citizen elsewhere, does it?
It doesn't. We don't really care where else you might have been or might become a citizen. Once you earn your place in the United Colonies, it's yours.
I'm ready.
Good. This isn't the only item we need to discuss, so I'll give you the short version. Please raise your hand. Captain, through your actions today and in days past, you have earned your place among the United Colonies. Through service, bravery, strength, and upholding of the mutual good. Will you carry and cultivate these values for as long as you remain a citizen?
Sure, whatever.
Good enough, I suppose. Then, Captain, I'm pleased to welcome you into the United Colonies as a full citizen. Here, your official ID and your citizenship dispensation. We've also let the Aphelion Realty office out in the plaza know you're approved to purchase property. Now, the other item we needed to discuss. There's a member of the UC who's asked to speak to you, but this person is in a sensitive position. Normally, we wouldn't even consider something like this, but we think this person has information that could prove useful in dealing with the Terramorphs. And they've stated they'll only share it with you. They asked for you by name. So I need your agreement that everything you're about to see is kept in the strictest confidence. You can tell no one. Can you agree to these terms?
I don't know if I can agree to that.
I understand this puts you in a strange position, but this information is too sensitive to share without your agreement. Can I count on you to keep this between just you and I?
I'll take it to my grave.
Let's hope it never comes to that. Head to the elevator. You're going to subsection 7. I'll make sure you're cleared for access by the time you get there.
That's another level up. Still cannot upgrade weightlifting. I don't care about any of those, to be honest. Let's look at this. Botanist, no. This is all like for flying and shit. I don't really care about these either. Deception, diplomacy, intimidation, isolation, negotiation, outpost management, leadership, instigation, manipulation, ship command, sociology, concealment, cellular regeneration. That could be cool. And resistance to environmental damage. I think that's kind of cool. Yeah, I think I'll go with that. And we have one more skill point, which I think I'll put into persuasion. Okay. Subsection 7. The hell is this place?
I've lived in New Atlantis almost my entire life, and I had no idea this place even existed. The UC certainly excels at keeping secrets.
Authorized entry. Unsealing access. You may proceed down the corridor.
Alright, of course.
There are no additional visitors permitted. Your friend's gonna have to wait out here.
I'll be fine. You go on ahead.
Welcome, Captain. Please, come down and approach the intercom. You and I should chat. President 𝐒𝐸𝐽 was kind enough to give me a few files to peruse. Quite the series of accomplishments you've managed. But now you face a foe unlike any other. An invisible enemy, lurking in the shadows. You're going to need all the help you can get. Which is why I hoped we could speak. Do you know who I am?
Nope. Given the amount of security, you're someone pretty important or dangerous.
Perceptive. I like that. I'm Francois Fanon, but most know me as 𝐒𝐸𝐽𝐿. I was an admiral during the Colony War. One of its great villains, if you believe the slates. I was to be executed for my crimes, but the previous regime deemed me too valuable to simply discard. So they put me here, a sacrifice on the altar of peace. Even my death served the colonies.
Definitely one of the chattier ghosts I've met, except about what you actually want.
I want to help you, and my progeny Hadrian, prevent more attacks. Though I am curious, has she shared with you the nature of our little family?
She told me she's your clone, yes.
Did she? So willing to trust Hadrian. I never did succeed in driving that out of her. Our relationship has always been a challenging one. The Major was born to become a great leader,
Okay.
to carry on the legacy I established, and was given all the finest training to support it. And she excelled. But the universe cut all that short. Now, though, it's placed even more crucial work in front of the two of you. And I think I have a part to play in helping you accomplish what you've set out to do.
Not every day I get the chance to work with a man living in a fish tank. Keep talking.
After some long years earning the trust of this current regime, the UC has been permitting me to work alongside one of their recovery teams, helping them gather intelligence on, locate, and organize scenarios to lure in some of the criminals that evaded justice after the colony war. With quite a few successes, I might add. But in the process, I managed to find something else. The names and locations of Hadrian and Percival's old research team. Valuable manpower for the effort you're about to embark on. I'll tell you where they are, but in exchange, I need something dealt with.
Not sure I like the sound of this.
One task. That's all I require. There is a former colleague of mine, a man by the name of Dr. Reginald Orlaise. Like myself and Hadrian, he was involved in some of the United Colony's more problematic lines of research. Mech weapons were his specialty. If it dealt death, he could make a deal more. When the colony war ended, he fled, refusing to face tribunal, and has continued to peddle his skills to the highest bidder to this day. But I finally found him. I want you to track him down and deal with him, however you're able. I'm not expecting he'll come quietly. Bring me evidence that the job's done, and I'll tell you what I know.
How about I arrest him and turn him over to the UC?
You can certainly try, but the man's been out there 20 years. He's likely gone feral by now. Easier for all if you simply blow up his ship and be done with it.
How do I know you're not asking me to kill an innocent man?
Speak to Deputy McIntyre. I'm sure she'd be happy to hear that someone might be tying up this loose end at long last. Though I would ask you, do not make the mistake of confusing me for a simple cutthroat.
I'm not killing anyone, but if he's actually as bad as you claim, I'll consider bringing him to justice.
If that's what you require to sleep at night, so be it. According to my information, he's been hiding around the world of Etheria, Wolf System. There's a star station in the vicinity, the Den. The head of the local vanguard, one Captain Marquez, should be able to help you find our man.
Okay. So we can talk to the Deputy McIntyre somewhere.
Identity verified. You may proceed to the exit.
Can I help?
Nope.
Talk to you later.
We can go.
All right, but be careful. Hey. All right, let's go.
Always good to see another badge.
Captain, did your meeting go well? I hope it's clear now why we needed you to agree to all the secrecy.
The piety? I wasn't prepared for that.
Surprised me too when I learned it. But the prisoner has proven useful over the years, and kept far from any major decision-making. But I do think it's worth re-emphasizing. No one else can know about this. All right?
Why hasn't Hadrian been told about this?
The Major doesn't have clearance for this sort of information, and she certainly doesn't need a distraction from her current, very important work. Which is why I need you to keep this to yourself.
I'll keep it to myself.
Good. Because bringing this up to the outside world would create the unfair appearance, Captain, that you're unhinged. And that's not a good look for any of us. Now, was there something in particular you needed to discuss about what we were just discussing?
The prisoner asked me to deal with Dr. Orlas. Figured you and I should discuss.
Dr. Reginald Orlays? He's finally found him. Of course, killing Orlays is completely out of the question, but bringing him to justice... He's been on the lam for years. That'd be a huge win for the UC. What's being offered in return?
The location of Hadrian's old research members.
Really? He found the members of the research team. We'd already initiated a search for them, but it'd save a lot of time and manpower if he just gave us that information. Captain, if that's the deal, you have my endorsement. Just so long as you make every effort to bring the man in alive. Now, was there anything else you wanted to discuss regarding your meeting?
Nope. Didn't have anything else to discuss.
Then I'll bid you good day, Captain. And remind you of the importance of discretion.
Okay, where is... She's here, okay. Alright, what do we have else? Traveled notes, no. These can wait. Mantis, Altair, Debt, Neon. Pay the credits, which I don't know if I have yet. Let's speak with Zora.
I'm always ready to make a deal. Welcome to Feeling Realty. I'm Zora, and I'm here to help with whatever you may need. What brings you in today? Looking to settle down or move up in the world or just window shopping?
I would like to live in New Atlantis.
I don't blame you. It's a lovely city, the crown jewel of the UC. I'm here if you have any more questions or if you'd like to look at properties.
I'd like to hear what you have for sale.
Well, first of all, let me just say congratulations on becoming a United Colony citizen. Let's see what we have available. Right now, I've got a little place in the well that's up for grabs. Needs some work and the location is less than ideal, but it's a foot in the door, so to speak. I have a penthouse apartment in one of the residential towers. I forgot. Government has dibs on that one. Well, if it comes back on the market, I'll let you know. Sound like something you're interested in?
Hey, 30K for the apartment in the well. I'm not ready to buy just
No
yet.
pressure here. You come see me if you change your mind.
Do you have any properties outside of New Atlantis?
Oh, don't I wish. Between UC regulations and demand here in the city, I haven't had a chance to branch out yet. But you best believe I'm keeping an eye on the situation and actively lobbying for a little more leeway.
Okay.
Stop by anytime.
So that's done. I have 121k. If I go to the shop, which I can, I could possibly buy something. Let's talk to Kelton Thrush. Where is he? Oh yeah, that's the tree guy.
Oh, I was hoping we might run into one another again. Your timing is most fortuitous. I'm on the verge of something, but I don't quite have all the information I need.
You never seem to have all the information you need. If you're still paying, I'm still listening.
Well, actually, Mast would be paying, but I see your point and assure you that you will be compensated for your time. Of course, now that I understand more about what's going on, it seems plain as day, and yet I never would have imagined it before. The tertiary trunks have also liquefied their interiors, but they're not vibrating. I thought perhaps it was some sort of defect, but it's much simpler. They're listening.
It's just a tree, Kelton.
That's a very reductive and borderline insulting way of looking at things. I believe this tree is sending vibrations out over massive distances and expecting to detect sympathetic vibrations in return. As of yet, there's been no response. I suspect that will not change, that a response is impossible, and that's very, very bad news.
Sounds like it's time to cut this tree down.
No, I'm sorry, but I believe that reaction is premature. There's still one thing I'd like to try. Now, as of yet, there has been no response, and clearly none of the nearby individuals are a correct match. While it can't be ruled out that the intended recipient of these messages was cut down during the city's expansion, there is one other possibility. Over 100 years ago, the United Colonies and the Freestar Collective emerged from the Narian War. As a gesture of peace and goodwill, a near-literal olive branch, one of the trees from New Atlantis, was offered to the leaders of Aquila City.
What a weird choice for a peace offering.
Certainly wouldn't have been my first suggestion. Something about the common roots of humanity or some such. Politicians and their metaphors. Of course you can't just uproot a native species and plunk it down on some other planet in a totally different environment and expect it to grow. Clearly no exobotanists were consulted ahead of time. The end result was wholly predictable. The tree died within a few short years.
So that's a dead end. Pardon the pun.
Clever, but no, not necessarily. The tree died, yes, but branches were kept. At least one still exists in the museum there in the city. If I had that branch, I could get DNA samples, and then using various data I've gathered, I could attempt to simulate a response. We could then broadcast that response and hopefully calm down our friend here. But as I say, I need that branch.
I'll be back with it as soon as I can.
I knew you would understand. The museum in Aquila City is under the supervision of one Miss Kassler, I'm told. I don't know anything about her, but hopefully she'll be willing to listen to reason and assist our cause. All right, off you go. We don't have any time to waste.
Okay. Where is that thing? That's on a different planet completely, okay. We have other stuff though. We do have, for example... Who's Trevor? Trevor's in Cydonia, okay. In that case we only have one more choice, and that would be Sergeant Yumi.
I'm so excited to see Tony after work.
Crime has slowed down since you started helping out.
If any work, I've got time to help.
I do. Thanks to you, the spaceport is up and running again, which is good for commerce, but also for smugglers. We've received a tip that someone has been bringing in contraband into New Atlantis through the spaceport, and we need to investigate.
I can find a smuggler for you.
Great. First, speak to one of the technicians over by landing pad B. Ask them if they've noticed any suspicious activity. Once you've gotten a lead, cross-reference their testimony with ship records over at Aegis. When you're done, report back to me with your findings.
Okay.
See you later.
Landing pad B, you say?
All inquiries and complaints should be
Something I can do for you?
I'm investigating the smuggler and checking if you've seen anything suspicious.
Can't say I have. When you work a job like this, you see so many ships. They all sort of blend together.
Sounds like you're hiding something.
Look, I'm just a port worker. My whole life would fit into one of these boxes. I've got nothing to hide. Now, if you don't mind, I got work to do. And if you do mind, tough.
Can I help you?
I'm investigating a smuggler and checking if you have seen anything suspicious.
It's about time. I've been telling my supervisor about that cargo ship for ages. I'm beginning to think he was ignoring me.
What's the name of this ship?
That's the problem. I don't really look at the ship names when I work, just the ID number granted for clearance. I think it was UC576B. I do know it's a cargo class transport, if that helps.
UC576B, okay.
Gotta go.
UC576B. It might be off by 1 digit or something, but we'll figure it out.
You will be scanned as you enter the city. Okay.
Yeah?
I have a feeling today's going to be a great day. Don't you agree?
The fewer people there are thinking about Aegis on a daily basis, the easier my job is.
I was told you have a slate for me.
That I do, Captain. Sergeant Yumi said you'd be coming to pick it up. You've got good timing, too. I actually have a friend on a classified star station who sent me this list of potential smugglers the other day. Here you are. Given I owe you for the last job, I hope it serves some use.
Okay.
It's been a pleasure.
New items. UC576B. Malawi and a DIA. Okay.
How's the investigation going?
I got information on the ship.
Is that right? Do you know the name by any chance? Of course.
I don't remember the fucking first name.
This is Vanguard Moira. Sorry if I had to reclaim.
Malawian DI Anansi ship.
Found those smugglers yet? It's a lot of work.
I misclicked.
Hopefully the reason.
I've got information on the ship.
Is that right?
Anansi.
Captain 𝐒𝐩𝐞𝐬's ship. I think you might have hit the mark here. You had reports of their crew being less than professional on several occasions. Still, being a little rough around the edges isn't exactly a crime. Are you sure it's the right ship?
I'm sure.
Then the next step is searching their cargo for any smuggled contraband. And, as luck would have it, I believe the Anansi has already arrived at landing pad B. I'll make the call to have the ship detained until further notice. Your job is to board the ship, locate any illicit goods, and return them here. And if any of the crew puts up a fight, I trust you know what to do. Good luck.
Nice.
It's always a great day here in
All right, let's get this crate into space.
Come on, seriously? Okay, I can just do that.
Looking for something? Well, it looks like you got me, officer. I guess this means my potato shipping days are numbered. But maybe you'd be willing to give a first-time offender a slap on the carpal bone. I don't suppose you're interested in a deal?
I don't make bargains with criminals.
Fine. You've made your choice. But now, you'll have to pay for it.
Don't let him take the ship!
Thank you very much. I want those credits too. Thought I'm in combat.
Looks like they got away.
Where are they at? Oh, down here?
The ship's under attack!
I'm leveling up that rocket jump. Doesn't seem to work very well.
Set aside anything useful and just leave the rest.
You will be scanned as you enter the city. Please keep moving. Okay.
How's the investigation going?
A search and announcing for the contraband.
Good work. Did you find anything?
I've got a contraband right here.
Very well done, Captain. Time and time again you come through for us. Initially, I felt bad for having someone of your rank doing security, but frankly, you're worse than guilt. In any case, I'll have a team move the ship off the landing pad and do a full sweep. Make sure there's no other surprises on board. Oh, and before I forget, your payment. It's well deserved.
Okay. Nice. Now we need to go to commercial district and sell what we can.
Please, if you experience... Welcome to UC Distribution.
I would like to see what you have for sale. Do we have any digipacks? Yes, all of them, please. Thank you very much. Alright, wait, I wanted to sell stuff. Alright. How do I sell only one? I want to sell one of each, basically. Nice.
Back to it then.
And now we can buy my home.
Together we can really make a difference.
I want to talk about my house on Nessoy.
Certainly. So there are two ways to take care of a loan for good. One's easy.
Yeah.
The other option.
Pay 125k.
Everything is in order. Excellent. Let me be the first to congratulate you on owning your house fully. No more mortgage payments for you. I have to finalize the paperwork, but I wish you all the best.
Nice. That it? Looks like it. Alright then. That's pretty much everything. Okay, I don't know what to do next. Be right back. Alrighty, so do we go with any of these maybe? Back to Vectera? That's a planet, right? Yeah. So not doing that. What about the other two? Into the unknown, talk to Vladimir. That's again near there. And the third one, the emptiness, talk to Sam Coe. That's on Jamison as well. Not great. So I want to focus on different quests then. I kind of want to do the travel to the key quest. I do know it's kind of far, but still. I think we can get at least to Cheyenne. And see where it leads us afterwards.
Approaching ship, you've entered Freestar Collective space. Maintain your current course while we scan for contraband. And that's it. Enjoy that 𝐒𝐸𝐞𝐜𝐬 City air.
Okay. Back to the system. Back to Galaxy. Cannot get the Crakes from here, but we can go to Sagan. Ooh, look at that red sun. I guess we can scan the planet, but I'm not going here. I just want to travel to Creeks.
Might not be Jemison, but this ship is starting to feel like home.
Big difference on 40% of 10 versus 30.
You wanted 4K.
You got 4K. Not my problem.
If you're stealing from me, you bet your ass it's your problem.
You kidding me? Way to make a mess in front of my new rook.
Hey, steal from me and get caught? Better off dead.
Sounds like you did the fleet a favor. Now toss this body out of an airlock before it turns into a damn air freshener. The hell took you so long? Forget how to grav jump or something?
Job's done and I'm here, so back off.
Fair enough. Glad to see you showing some backbone. Just be careful that you can back up that attitude before you square off with someone who can kick your ass. But, all that aside, you made it. So now, you get to hear a nifty history lesson. Pencils ready? Good. This floating scrap heap you're standing on is called the Key. Used to be an old UC military star station, and now it's the fleet's base of operations. Might look a little beat up on the outside, but we keep it together.
It looks like a good place for some R&R.
Hell yeah, it is. Just watch your back when you do. Cred sticks tend to disappear around here, if you catch my meaning.
We'll be certain to keep a close watch on our belongings.
Anyway, I'll tell you all about the Key, but it's better if I show you too. Follow me.
Sure.
All right. History time. So, the Key is in orbit around Suvorov. That's the very same ice ball where the United Colonies built a supermax prison they call the Lock. The UC is so clever. Supermax prison, Lock, Key. Cute, huh? Now, we've got everything the fleet needs right here. Of course, you've got to pay for it. Remember, on the Key, credits are king. What the hell is this?
All right, hang on, Nev. Before you get pissed, I've got my hands full.
Jasmine, sweetie, I'm trying to give a tour here. So you want to tell me why those damn doors are sealed?
It's called a malfunction. You know, that thing I spend most of my day dealing with. Believe me, my people are on it. Have a little faith for once.
Aw. And you always, Angel. This here's Jasmine. You need anything for your ship, she's got you covered. We'll hit up the depot next since these doors have given out on us. So anyway, we were talking about the Lock. About 100 years ago, the prisoners down there rioted and took over the place. After stealing some ships, they were actually able to make it up here and took over the Key.
About time you brought us new blood, Neva. I was getting tired of trading with the same old faces.
You're just ticked everyone's getting wise to your ridiculous prices, Aludra. Anyway, welcome to the depot, Rook, where you'll be lucky if these blood-sucking leeches don't bleed you completely dry.
Whoa. It's not our fault if people don't appreciate how much it costs to get untraceable merchandise onto the Key.
Neva's just whining because she thinks she lost a ton of cash selling us a shipment of gear. She should have done her homework.
Yeah, sure, laugh it up. I'll remember that next time I need something from you cheapskates. Let's move on. Back to my story. After the liberated prisoners grabbed the Key, they established it as a base of operations and began pirating the spaceways. That was how the Crimson Fleet began. Of course, Jasper Cricks had a lot to do with all that, but we'll get to him later. Rook, meet Zuri, Queen of the Rare Exports.
If I don't have it, you don't need it.
Neuroamps, blueprints. Hit her up and she'll take care of you.
Speaking of which, you still owe me for that last purchase, Neva. It's like 5 figures. Don't make me collect it the hard way.
The hard way. Oh no. Rook, protect me from Zuri's vengeance. Enough of the bullshit, Zuri. I'll pay you when I pay you. Deal with it. Got a problem with that? Take it up with the boss. On the right, you've got Bradley from the Trade Authority. I'm sure you know the deal there. He'll buy pretty much anything, no matter how hot. Then we got our med bay on the left, run by the one and only Samina Mizra. She'll patch you up, if you've got the money. We don't run any free clinics up in here, you don't? Okay, this is our final stop. Over there, you've got the Last Nova, where Bog serves watered-down drinks at ridiculously exorbitant prices. And right here is the most important place on the entire station, the Reckoner's Core, run by the incomparable Shinya Voss.
Another new Rook, Neva? I can't believe Delgado still lets you recruit, given what happened with the last one.
You mean Austin Rake? It's been taken care of, all right? I don't like loose ends, and this Rook is the one who tied it off.
Perhaps next time you'll try to be a bit more discerning regarding your choices. It's far more cost-effective.
Yeah, love you too, darling. Anyway, Shinya handles our lifeblood. The money. We call him our Reckoner, but if you ask me, he's actually a pain in the ass.
And Neva will slit your throat if she thinks you'll bleed creds.
Go to hell, boss. Take care of our new friend here, or I'll find a way to pull the pin on that little party popper in your chest. Anyway, Shinya will get you set up in our system. I've got real work to do. Once you're done, head upstairs and I'll introduce you to the boss.
Time for a proper introduction. I am Shinya Voss, the official Reckoner for the Crimson Fleet. And since Neva so thoughtfully mentioned it, yes, this is a bomb embedded in my chest. And no, I'll never know the meaning of the word humble. In fact, I find Delgado's idea of a security measure to be quite empowering.
That's the most clever security measure I've ever seen.
Glad you approve. Obviously, betrayal isn't taken lightly around here. Since I oversee the bulk of transactions and maintain all accounts for the fleet, I'm a prime target for information. Should our enemies capture me, or I grew any semblance of a moral conscience, you might consider me the greatest threat we have. For Delgado, the bomb grants peace of mind and a certain degree of safety.
I bet you don't get out much.
It's been over 5 years since I've stepped off the key. Leaving this place puts far too much at risk. Now, let me get you set up. A moment while I convene with the core. Thanks to advanced modifications even Ryujin would envy, I can interface directly with our mainframe and the GalBank network. This allows me to move and clean credits faster and more efficiently than any run-of-the-mill cyber runner. There, you're done. All you need now is Delgado's blessing, and you'll be one of us.
Time to make those credits.
The perfect segue into my final subject. Thanks to our relations with contacts across the galaxy, we always have a steady stream of jobs available. I've granted you all the necessary permissions to access these listings at any time, using the computers that surround the core.
Sounds like we'll be doing a lot of business together.
If Neva's chosen wisely, we certainly will. Now, I believe that covers all I have to say, so you can run along to Delgado. Take the elevator to the upper level. You should be able to find your way from there, I hope.
Alright, listen up. You can all stop complaining. Atrium to cargo bay doors have been repaired. Oh, and you're welcome, Nev.
those creds ain't gonna steal themselves.
There's our other new recruit. So, now that we are all here, it's time to get down to business. The two of you are the only rooks that have made the latest cut. The rest, well, let's just say they won't be joining us ever again. Neva's willing to put her neck on the line and vouch for you, which means you've got what it takes to join the Crimson Fleet.
After what Neva put me through, she better vouch for me.
If dealing with the Ragana was at the limit of your capabilities, then you have a serious problem on your hands. You are already in too deep to quit. And I can promise you, it only gets more difficult from here. All right, let's get started here. When you sign up with the Crimson Fleet, you're in it for the long haul. No one quits. No one retires. The only way out is death. You stay loyal or you pay the consequences. Fleet before friends. Fleet before family. Fleet before yourself.
Got it, boss.
Boss? Good. You're getting it already. I like that.
Can we get on with this? I want to get drunk at the last Nova.
I'm impressed. That is the first intelligent thing you have said this entire time, Mathis. Since you two seem so eager to move forward, let's get to your next job. Pack your cold weather gear, Rooks. Where we are going, you're going to need it.
Oh, God, don't tell me you're dragging him down to Suvorov for another one of your little initiation runs. 10 Johns to the surface, 12 dead Rooks. You'd think by now you would have given up on that goddamn campfire story.
Crix's legacy is no story, Neva. We've got fresh eyes in the fleet. And if these two want to impress, they're going to help me search those ruins.
I hope you're right, Dale. That new code we grabbed for the lot cost us a ton of credits. And a decent captain.
This initiation, as Neva calls it, is your chance to see where it all began. On Suvorov with Jasper Crix. Crix led the riots that gave birth to the Crimson Fleet. And if his legacy is still out there, we're going to be the ones to find it.
What's this code Neva was talking about?
Through a bit of luck and a hell of a lot of cash, Neva was able to get her hands on an access code to the inside of the lock. This will be the first time someone from the Crimson Fleet has set foot in there for, well, since Crix left the place behind. It has been frustrating being this close to potential clues, but not being able to find a way through those prison walls.
Maybe you should tell me more about Crix's legacy.
Before Crix left the fleet, he left a message talking about a major score. One that would set up the fleet to be a big player in the settled systems. Somewhere down the line, they started calling it Crix's legacy. And everyone who's tried to find it has wound up empty-handed, missing, or dead. If we're gonna beat those odds, we'll first need a lead. And I would wager we will find one on Suvorov.
Dale's leaving out the best part. That this whole search is based on a handful of words on a very old slate. Crix left a lot of big talk on that recording, and not a lot of facts. Some of us believe in it more than others.
Don't listen to her. When we get our hands on Crix's legacy, the fleet will be operating at a completely different level. We will become more than a match for 𝐒𝐸𝐴𝐸.
We'll be unstoppable.
Exactly. Now you're beginning to understand. Okay, enough discussion. We have got a lot of work to do. To that end, the next stop is the lock. I've had Jazz feed the coordinates into your ship's computer. Since Mathis doesn't have a ship, he's going to ride with me. I'll see you down there, Rook. Don't keep me waiting.
Okay.
I like my weapons like I like my coffee. Scaldy.
We do have it a level up, but I do kind of want to wait with the weightlifting. Anyways, we do have the other quest I wanted to do. Burden of Proof. Search for evidence. But it doesn't point me in any direction.
Need a drink? I'll get the last over.
I think we need to be done with this initiation first before we can do that. Unless we just need to walk around.
I don't know about you, but I think the welcome sign really lends itself to the alluring charm of this star station. Yeah? That was a pleasant change of scenery.
Actually, let me get up. I wanted to put the ship parts in there so I don't have to carry them. The lock.
About time you got here.
I told you you were wasting your time, Del.
Always keep my word.
Yeah? We will see. And Mathis, I am running things around here, so keep your mouth shut. You got that?
Fine.
All right. Listen up, because I am only going to go through this once. We are here to dig up any info about Grix's legacy. We are not here to scrap for loot. Whatever you pick up, don't think, don't get creative, bring it straight to me.
Sounds simple enough.
It's so simple, even a rook like you can't screw it up.
Hold on, no scrapping. How the hell am I supposed to make money around here?
All right, that's enough. If either of you want to fly with the Crimson Fleet, then you need to follow one simple rule. When you're on a job, you do exactly what I say. No questions asked. If that doesn't work for you, just say so, and I will leave you on this ice ball without a ship. You will be dead within hours.
Yeah.
Understood. I hear you, but I don't like working for free.
Smartest thing you've said all day.
If I hear one more thing from either of you about getting paid for this job, I will put a bullet in your head myself. Oh, and there's one more thing. Your little friend can tag along until we get to the outer doors of the prison, but I will be damned if I'm letting them inside.
Oh, very nice. I'll just remain here and soak in the planet's lovely winter-like atmosphere until I go hypothermic.
We have a lot of ground to cover between the landing area and the lock, so let's get moving.
sure you strip everything useful from that thing.
Had enough? They were barely good for target practice.
You don't want to mess with me!
Here we go!
Head up! I got you! Your funeral! Damn it! I needed that bounty.
You coming?
Here we are. The place where Jasper Griggs laid the groundwork for finding the legacy and eventually the Crimson Fleet. The lock.
I'm ready.
Yeah, he needs to get this thing open, like, right now. It's freezing out here.
Then crank up your suit heat, Mathis, because it's probably not going to get much better once we are inside. All right, let's keep moving. Standing out here isn't doing us any good. This ID card cost a small fortune. Let's hope it pays off. We are in. Let's go. First time I have been inside this part of the lock, so keep your eyes open. See anything unusual, call it out. If it's hostile, take it down. Good listen.
How many people did the UC stick down here, Dal?
A couple of hundred at least. Might not look like much, but it was better than trying to survive on the surface.
Not much better. With the heating on, this place looks like a goddamn dump.
Now you know why the prisoners got fed up and looked to Griggs to lead them out of here.
And that's how the Crimson Fleet began. Yeah, we've all heard the story.
It's not a story, Mathis. It's history. Remember that. Now, keep your mouth shut and your eyes open.
Better them than us, though, am I right?
Wait, shut up a second.
Hold up, I heard a sound.
Stand there, stuck! More of these things. Take them all down. Must be a nest. I bet these things are crawling all over the place.
Yeah, and their buddies probably heard us firing from about a kilometer away. Hallelujah.
Sounds like someone needs to grow a pair.
If we weren't on this job with Delgado, I'd drop you for saying that.
Enough already. I should have known better than to bring both of you at the same time. Now let's see. Looks like we are inside some sort of prisoner transfer area, but everything is locked down tight. Since you are such good friends, why don't you and Mathis head up to that control room and see if you can get some more of these doors open?
Sure.
The whole roof's coming down!
Ooh. One, two, three, four, so 2 and 2. Okay, we could do that one, and perhaps that one as well.
Well, this is just great. The hell are we supposed to do now?
We stick with the plan.
The plan? Who gives a shit about the plan? Let's face it, we're on our own now.
The first thing we need to do is find a way out of this place.
Well, yeah, we'll get to that eventually. For right now, I have a much better idea. We use this opportunity to take out Delgado, and at the same time, make some serious credits for ourselves.
I should shoot you myself for saying this crap.
Whoa, hang on. Give me a second to explain. Let's pretend for a second Delgado's correct, and there's information here about Crix's legacy. Once we get rid of him, we'll dig up the garbage ourselves and sell whatever we find to Neva. We'll be rolling in credits.
How do I know there's just not a plan set up by Delgado to test my loyalty?
Are you crazy? I'm no rat for Delgado. I'm busting the ass to become one of the Crimson Fleet captains, just like you. And in case you missed it, that icefall trapped both of us in here. Unless we find a way out, no one's reporting anything to anyone. Ever again.
I'm on board for now.
Playing it safe, huh? I can respect that. But you better have me back when I make me move. Now, let's find a way out of here.
Yeah, this could be working. Okay, Matisse is following me. Good. It doesn't matter what I do right now because she's not here, so she cannot say yes or no to my things.
I guess that's one way through.
Coming? Ooh.
Anyone still
intercom up there if you can. So the two of you made it, huh?
It was a close one, but we're in one piece.
Well, brush the dust off and listen up. We have obviously been cut off, so I need you to do two things. First, I want you to keep looking for a way to open the rest of the doors down here. Otherwise, I'm not going anywhere. And second, try and dig up whatever you can about Jasper Cricks. You both got that?
We got it.
Yeah? You'd better. And tell Mathis not to get any bright ideas, or I will gut him myself.
Okay. Override lockdown.
Attention. Lockdown mode has been rescinded.
Is he coming? Okay. Activate the power.
What's that over there? Looks like there's a guard tower overlooking the cell block. We should check it out.
Sure.
Nothing to worry about.
Are we done yet with this, or not yet? One more lock. And then I can start unlocking the better locks. Okay, let's unlock master level locks. That was shit. Oh well.
Hey, we should talk when we get into the tower.
Sure.
So have you thought about what I've said?
You can't even get near Neil Delgado.
Well, maybe we won't have to. You saw it back there. Those things, whatever they were, they've probably ripped him to shreds by now. Did the job for us. And if they haven't, we can still handle the job. We just have to get our hands a little dirty. Wouldn't be the first time, am I right?
Your plan's worthless unless we find that info.
You got a point. All right, I'll follow your lead for now. So, now that we've made it to the guard tower, what's our next move, genius?
We find a way out of this place and keep looking for info on Craig's on the way.
Keep doing what we've been doing. Right. Glad I asked. I suppose we should start off by searching the tower for the location of Crix's cell. If he stashed any useful information, it might still be hidden somewhere inside.
Okay. A free digipack. Another digipack. Ooh. A master unlock. Okay, let's do that. Can I just do auto slot? Let's start with auto slot 1. Because that will help us later on. Because there's a lot of choices to do, right? So we need something with 3. Okay, we don't have anything with 3, so we go with something that has 2. Like that one. Could work. Or it could be the, one of these. Actually, no, it cannot be. So it has to be this one. Alright. Okay, now we need a 3, so that is not the one. We have a different one. No, we have this one. Which we could sacrifice. Oh, this one works, that's 3. Does this one work? Yes, okay, we have it. Okay, ammo and a cool fucking weapon. Nice. Alright, let's do this. Control switch, I don't know which I want to unlock, but... Let's just unlock everything, honestly.
There's got to be a way out of this goddamn place.
𝐒𝐩𝐞𝐬106 is what we need.
LD03118. Okay. It's a place to start, I guess.
Okay, so there's gonna be a different switch then for that. Yeah, didn't mean to, whatever. I'll just unlock it. Come on. Alright, fine. I have 11 lockpicks still, so that's fine, I suppose, but yeah.
They're gone! What the hell?
What? I went this way, right? And this should be the button. D block. What? I just released them, didn't I? Maybe there's a different one for the same thing. Where is he, even?
You barely even count its target practice!
Oh, that's D block section 1. Okay, so we need to find D block section 3. Section 2, okay, D block section 2. I don't know where it is, but we need to figure it out. Okay, master lock for this one. Let's go auto split again. That will fix one of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 3 and 2 combo could work here, like that. Okay, what was the point of that?
I bet those things are crawling right behind the walls. Ugh.
Doesn't really help us, does it? That's D block section 3.
Damn, I hate losing out on a fight.
It should be somewhere around here. I just don't know where. Oh, this is section 1, so it's not gonna be in this area. Yes. There's a lot of loot.
For now, we'll continue using his locker in the By this time next month,
There we go.
I should be out of this dump and uploading those creds into my account.
Delgado was right. Crix must have hit the Galbank transport and stashed away the money or something.
Let's go.
Okay, Carter. Confirming that the latest code to the utility room is 486111071. The mining crew tells me it'll take them a week to cut through the ice, so I'm giving you that long to square your end of the plan. When the tunnel reaches the armory, I'll get my people to start a riot. When you hear the fireworks go off, get your ass to the shuttle bay. We get one shot at this. If we play our cards right, this gets us one step closer to that fortune that went down with the legacy. You report any of this to the guards, well, you know what'll happen.
Open the door. That was easy.
Is this the armory? Looks like they cleared this place out.
Workbench, spacesuit, credits.
What do we have here? Give me a sec. This sort of come in handy.
What that? Can I get it?
All right, let's keep moving.
This is all cleared up. Okay. I was hoping for more credits, but I guess there's some as well.
Eyes up! Incoming! Enjoy that, Dartner! Who's next? Come on! Years old, eh? It's amazing this entire place hasn't collapsed by now.
The warden's office.
Looks like this was the warden's office. They built the office right next to the shuttle bay for quick escapes, I bet. Smart.
Took long enough. Use the warden's intercom near the window.
And a bit.
Do you have any idea how long I have been waiting?
I don't care. I'm unlocking this. That works. And then I need another 4 combination. Does that work? No. There's only this one, right? That works. No, even that doesn't work. That works. So 2 there and 2 on the other side. I don't think that works either. What about this one? Okay, master lock here. Let's do again this. Add this to that. You're in a bit. Ooh, gimme. That's garbage. We will. Just a second. Looting. Was it just for the helmet? I suppose. I mean, the helmet's pretty good. I'll use it. But let's keep looking. Alright. Guess let's use the intercom.
Quit screwing around, and I hope you found something because I am getting sick and tired of this place.
Thanks to Matisse's help, we found some information about 𝐒𝐬𝐞𝐬's legacy.
I knew it! Everyone said I was out of my mind. But something told me we'd find the answers down here. Looks like I picked the right people for the job.
Yup, that's right. It was a team effort all the way. We had each other's backs the whole time, Del.
Is that Mathis? Tell him to shut up so I can think.
Yeah, sorry, Del. You go right ahead.
Okay. Now all we have to do is find a way off of this planet. Let me see. Here we go. I'm looking at schematics for the lock, and I don't think there's a way to get you back to the surface from there. But I can open the outer doors to the shuttle bay and let you fly one of the shuttles down there directly up to the key.
I'd rather meet up so we can all leave at the same time.
Yeah, sure, and I wish gold coins would start raining from the sky. Now, if wishing time is over, maybe you'd be kind enough to stop running your mouth and listen for a change. Okay, let me see. One of these probably opens the door.
Shuttle bay activated. Initiating the icing process. Please stand by.
Yup, that's got it. Might take a while though. Those bay doors have not been opened in almost a century. You have done a hell of a job, Rook. We will talk when you get back to the key.
Hey, look, well, I wanted to thank you for not being a jerk and hounding all the glory on this run.
Don't worry about it.
Cool. Look, about all that killing Delgado stuff, why don't we just forget about everything that I said? You know, like it never happened.
I'll think about it.
Oh, you're gonna be like that, huh? Well, I guess I deserve it. Now, let's get the heck out of here.
I've been hit! Took one down! I'm gonna wipe the floor with you! I'm blaze over here!
You see prison shuttle. Okay. You now have a new home ship. Your previous home ship has been added to your fleet. The retrieve ships in your fleet that you have left behind, go to the ship services technician in any major city and ask to view ships that you own. From there you can cycle through ships on your fleet and so make home ship to retrieve it. Interesting.
While we're here, perhaps we should remain silent about my background with the United Colonies.
The fleet is family. Stealing from each other is just what you...
In the fleet, you either put up, shut up, or die.
Every captain here's arms their stripes.
There you are. The hell took you so long?
It's about time. I was about to fly down and loot your bodies.
Not now, neighbor. Well, you said you found something. Hand it over.
Gift slate, here we go.
That's it? Just one slate? After losing so much of our crew, it better be a map with a big red X on it. Well, I'll be damned. Legacy wasn't referring to Crix's fortune. It's the name of an actual ship. A Galbank transport probably loaded with credits.
Never heard any stories about a Gal Bank ship going down. And even if it had happened, it would have been picked clean years ago.
No, neighbor. Think. If Galbank covered it up, and over time, the location was eventually forgotten, it wouldn't be on anyone's radar. Okay, this changes things. Now that we know what we are looking for, we have to narrow the search.
I don't have much to go on.
Well, that is not necessarily true. Let us start with what we know. It was a Galbank ship, which means the company is going to have records of where it went down. Neighbor, weren't you working on a deal with Rokov? Something about a big-wig charity event on one of Trident's Starliners?
Are you serious? I've been working on that gig for 3 months. That's my score.
Ay, Dios mío. Will you shut up about your score and think for a second? That Starliner has a Galbank VIP suite aboard, which means... Come on, neighbor. This isn't hard.
Which means a Gal Bank exec will be aboard. We grab their credentials and get ourselves into the Gal Bank archives in New Atlantis. Holy shit, that might actually work. I'll send a message to Rokov right away.
Pack your bags, Rook. You're going on vacation. And since you've earned it, take this gun with you. Might come in handy when Rokov screws everything up as usual.
Ooh. Always wanted to take a deep space cruise.
Good, because that is exactly what you are going to be doing. Neighbor and I are too well known to walk around the Starliner without being recognized. If Trident security spotted us, it'd be over. I need you to board that ship, make contact with Rokov, and get me those credentials.
I'll get it done. I better be getting paid for this job.
Don't be stupid. You gotta look at the big picture. We do this right, and we are all getting paid for this job. Oh, before you leave, I wanted you to know that I took what you said about Mathis into consideration, and I've decided to let him join the fleet.
I think you made the right decision.
We'll see. That's it then. Next stop for you is Rokov Starliner, the Siren of the Stars. And remember, Rokov does not need to know anything about Crix's legacy. For now, it's just between us. Now get out of here.
Hey, Rook. Before you head out, I need to have a word with you. Meet me at the last Nova after you wrap things up with Mathis.
Mathis? Where is he?
Shouldn't you be packed for your trip?
Rook.
You check out the Reckoner's core. She's a beaut, ain't she?
Hey, I wanted to thank you one last time for not ratting me out to Delgado and telling him how much I pitched in. That was pretty damn cool. If he would have found out what I was planning, well, I don't even want to think about what could have happened.
Just remember that you owe me a favor.
Oh yeah, sure. Anything you need, you just ask. And I'll be there to back you up.
We're going to hold you to that promise, Mathis.
You just, you know, take care of yourself out there.
Well, isn't this cozy? It appears we've stumbled across the embodiment of the phrase absolute mayhem.
We haven't decided.
What the hell are you reading?
We'll have the whole set of
Well,
systems
it's
on the
just-
run
we were
someday.
thinking.
There you are. All right, look. I've been lining up a score with that asshole roll call from the Siren of the Stars for months. I'm not about to let a payday slip through my fingers. So guess what? You're gonna finish the job for me.
As long as I get my cut.
Of course you'll get a cut. That's how everything works around here. Why would this be any different? Rokov's been tipping me off about some kind of bullshit charity event that the Siren of the Stars is hosting. At the event, they're gonna give away something called the Earth Savior Award, which is worth tens of thousands of credits. So it's simple. While you're on the Siren, swiping those 𝐒𝐬𝐞𝐜𝐬 credentials, I want you to grab that award and bring it to me.
I don't know. Why is an award worth so much money?
From the pictures I've seen, the award is set with 12 blue diamonds and covered in gold filigree. If I get Jazz to take it apart, I can turn it into a hell of a lot of cash. And best of all, the components become untraceable.
No one likes a cheater, Neva. You need to win that trophy fair and square.
Yeah, very funny. You're hilarious. You should stand up on the bar here and start telling more jokes. This crowd would eat it up. Look, you can make all the jokes and excuses you want. But if you don't come back with the ES award, I'm gonna deduct it from your pay. Either way, I get my money. How much you walk away with is in your own hands. Got it?
Unless you plan to walk away empty-handed, she really isn't giving us a choice.
I'll get you the damn trophy.
Then it's settled. Good. All right, Rook, we're done here. Now, get your ass to the Siren and bring me my goods.
Okay.
Stay sharp, Rook.
The Nova's always open for business.
The fleet protects our own. Would you turn against us?
Look at the state of this place. It's amazing the key is still in one piece.
Are you looking to start something?
Bulk grog is fine if you like cheap munch.
So, looks like we got ourselves... Once again, I'm Jazz.
Hey,
Neva
Jazz.
said you need ship
No,
parts.
I just wanna sell stuff. Okay, never mind. It's just for ship parts. This guy, maybe.
Heading out.
What do you have for sale?
Set up.
Sell by all, stored by weight. Okay, which one's better? This one's kind of worse than the one I have. But it has better protection against airborne radiation and corrosive. But I don't really like anything from that. Like 15% less damage from ranged weapons is nice. But everything else is just worse on it. So I don't think it's worth. I'll just sell it. Yeah, this is balance boost pack, so that boosts you more than the normal one. But the other stats are so bad that it's not worth doing. Let me sell it. That's the sniper, that one's really good. Laser rifle. Also, lasers are slow lasers, higher fire rate, but lower damage. So I can remove that. Arc welder. It's anti-personnel. No, don't care really. Human enemies, I can sell that. Oh yeah, that's the one I wanted. Okay, so I can sell this one and I'll replace it with this one. Yeah. Can I equip it somehow? No. Magnet. That's the new pistol we got. The keel hauler. Looks cool as fuck. Corrosive suppressed Grendel. Could use that as well. The ambassador has so much damage, but this one has a bit more. What? And does it use the same ammo, or is it different ammo? How can I check? Ultra mag. Oh yeah, it uses different ammo, so I'll definitely keep it then, because this is good for killing something if I get the ammo. That's just pointless. Okay, what do you have to buy? Okay, cool. Bye.
Stay safe out there.
Do we have a skill point? We do have a skill point. Again, I want to put it into weight, but by the time we get it, it's gonna take some time. We could improve this one, and then I can sell for more. Should have done that before. Scavenging for ammo could work. Sure. Let's go with that. Alright, what are my current quests? UC Vigilance. Return evidence. Okay. Marcus. Yeah, let's go with that. Return evidence to Lieutenant Toft at the Vigilance. Let's do that. Can I just fly from here so I don't have to worry about stuff? L U R unexplored route. Are you kidding me? Okay, let's go to Sakharov then. Oh, this ship is fucking garbage. It doesn't have weapons. I'll have to switch that. Anyways, map, back, L, R, jump. Dock, and let's talk to them, and then I'm gonna call it a day. board.
Yes?
Heard you boarded the key.
You're back. So how did it go?
I've successfully infiltrated the Crimson Fleet. I'm confident the plan is going to work.
Then things are moving forward. Perfect.
Nice job, Rook.
I was certain we'd fool Delgado, but never. She's a sharp one. Overcoming her scrutiny is no small matter. Did you discover anything worth reporting yet?
Delgado is searching for a Galbank ship named Legacy that was carrying some time to have lost fortune. Sure it's safe if I pass you this information?
I understand your concern, but you can rest assured that every member of this crew has been thoroughly vetted by both myself and Lieutenant Toft. Any information that you turn over will not be leaving this ship until it's fully encrypted and encoded. I give you my word.
Delgado is searching for a Galbank named Legacy.
Legacy. Why does that sound familiar? Wait a moment. Are you telling me Delgado may have actually located Crix's legacy?
Excuse me, Commander. Did you say Crix's legacy? Please tell me you aren't seriously going to give that any credence. Everyone knows that's just I don't know, a myth.
I'm holding tangible confirmation of the word legacy attached to Crix's name. That's too much of a coincidence to attribute to myth.
I suppose it's possible, sir. Intelligence picked up a bit of chatter on that subject recently. We assumed it was some sort of tall tale or a story to attract recruits to their cause.
I believe it's real.
Well, we can solve that little mystery in about 10 seconds. Let me see what we have here. Nope. There are no records of a Galbank transport named the Legacy in the database. I think Delgado's trying to manipulate you. What do you think, sir?
I think there's no record because Galbank is hiding something. Delgado's no fool. If he risked his own neck to get that information, then he must be on to something. We have to take this seriously. What's your next move?
I'm supposed to board a Starliner to steal Galbank archive credentials.
Clever, Delgado. Very clever. If I were in your place, I'd be trying to do the exact same thing. We can't let Delgado get his hands on what could potentially turn out to be the largest haul of credits the Crimson Fleet's ever seen.
Maybe I should head out to New Atlantis, sir. I could press the Galbank execs for information.
No.
Get ahead of everything.
No. Let's allow this to run its course. We have our agent here feeding us information. I think that's good enough.
Exactly.
There's more to this than just finding the location of the transport. Jasper Crix was clever. For some reason, he never got there.
Should I put a stop to this by killing Delgado?
And let Neva Mora take his place? Or Shinya Voss? Or any one of a number of pirates already gunning for his position? No. The solution is to stick to the undercover operation and determine how much of this is truly a credible threat.
I'll proceed as planned then.
It's imperative that you do. If the Crimson Fleet gets its hands on a transport full of currency, it would be disastrous for the settled systems. I need you to do whatever you can to bring us more information. And for God's sake, don't kill anyone on that Starliner. You're both dismissed.
I'm listening. When you have a moment, I'd like to speak to you.
Yes. Return evidence to Lieutenant Toft. She should be just here.
I bet operations on the key are.
I have evidence for you.
Looking forward. Nice work. Let me take a look.
Pick this up from the log penitentiary Surov.
It's amazing that all this romantic nonsense about Crix's legacy really just amounts to a rumor Jasper Crix picked up in jail. It just goes to show you how a tiny rumor can snowball into a full-blown fairy tale. Anything else?
That's all I have now.
All right. Keep up the good work.
Okay.
Let me know if you need anything else.
I have an important personal decision to make. but I need to discuss something with you first.
If it will help you decide, I'm here to listen.
Phew, thank you. So, where to start? Before I was with the Navigator Corps, I was career military, part of the United Colonies Navy.
You said that.
When the Colony War broke out, I was posted as the chief navigator on a warship, the Dauntless.
I think you also said that. You must have seen a lot of combat.
Plenty. And that's what's weighing on my mind. There was a particularly bloody battle. We were fighting over a world in the Acer Cassiopeia system. Worst fighting I'd ever seen. We lost 12 ships that day. 12. Including my own.
If it's too difficult for you, we don't have to continue.
No. This is important. I need to tell you this. The ship was barely intact. The captain and first mate died the previous day, which put me in command. A shrewd captain would have called for the crew to abandon ship, but I was so angry. I wanted to stay. I needed to fight.
Okay. I would have done the same.
I believe you. But you haven't heard the worst of this. We fought for hours, but the damage was fatal. I gave the order to abandon ship and the crew piled into the escape shuttle. As the shuttle launched, I could see it was damaged. I heard screams before the radio cut. And last thing I saw, they were spiraling helplessly towards the planet's surface. There was nothing I could do.
I'm sorry you had to go through that.
I'm sorry. For me, if I hadn't been so stubborn, so eager to prove that I could handle command, my crew would have had more time to escape.
Nothing you've described like it's your fault.
Try telling that to their loved ones. When the dust settled, the United Colonies gave me a medal. Can you believe that? A damn medal. I never even had a chance to find the shuttle wreckage and give my crew a proper burial.
At least you're still alive to honor their legacy.
That's true. But still, it doesn't erase the real issue here. Remember when you said no one but me would have pushed harder to keep the Navigator Corps going? Well, this time, pushing too hard cost lives. Don't you get it? Everything I do, everything I touch, somehow falls apart. That's why I'm worried about us.
Don't worry, I'm here for you, every step of the way.
After everything you've heard, all my stories, you still have faith. No one's ever cared about me this much. Not even Aja.
That's because I'm falling in love with you, Sarah.
You know, I've spent a lot of time thinking about us, about our relationship, how we've clearly become close. I practiced what I was going to say when the moment was right, and now that it's here, my mind's gone blank. Look, you deserve the best. Someone who can give themselves to you entirely. But right now, I have too much baggage, too much on my mind. I hope you'll forgive me for pushing you away. I just need time.
Anyways, we do need to change our ship. Because this one doesn't have any weapons, but at the same time, we don't actually need to fight them, right? Because it said do not kill anyone. So if we could do that, that would be wonderful. Either way, I'm gonna end it here.
Organized as they come. You can be sure
And I'll be seeing you guys next time. So thanks for watching. Take care. Bye bye.